Kendrick Bourne from the San Francisco 49ers. You're watching the Niners All Day Show. What up, Bronze? What up, Dre? Let's get it, man. Yee!
Yo, this is your boy Bronze. It is the Niners All Day Show. Today I got Coach Johnston with me. What's up, Coach?
Salute, man.
Salute.
Salute.
Oh, man, before we get into it, shout out to our Patreon members, Cynthia, Mariah, Ryan, Sean, Christopher, Madeline, Miguel, Niner Drag. Thanks for all your support, guys, through the, thick and thin. And thanks to our subscribers. What's up to shout out to the folks in the chat, Arcio Flores, Dplex, Alex Rose, Anthony Gonzalez, Andy Smith, Jay. Yeah, man. So, Coach, it started pretty good.
Yeah, it started out pretty good, and then Josh Allen just took over the game.
Yes. Real quick, right here, Jay. Yeah, that was probably the most accurate throw of the night when he rolled out to Jordan Reed.
To me, I thought the difference of the game in the game was, they had a franchise quarterback. We don't.
Right.
Not having our edge guys, I think, hurt because for a good portion of the game, like he was just standing there and not getting pressured at all.
Right.
And, they kept remarking about zone pressure. I mean, not zone pressure, zone. Well,
right.
That's because he had all day to sit in there and then pick apart the zone. So,
yes. And then they switched to man, and then they still couldn't.
Yeah,
it was either way.
We couldn't touch him. I don't know. I'd have to look and see like how much pressures and hits, but we sacked him once.
Right, Jordan.
Jordan. Yeah, he had a decent game, especially in the latter half of the game, but just not having those guys to get pressure without sending blitzers hurts us,
Right. That's what I thought that was like at the beginning of the game. I mean, or like mid in the first half, like the difference was the O-line. He had he had more cleaner pocket. He had better protection. Our O-line didn't give, Mullins any help. I mean, yeah, Mullins and the O-line didn't really give us much help.
Yeah, Tom Compton is terrible. He's
right. Right.
Advertised.
So they I saw McKivitz, put in some play time off of that, and I was just like, okay, that's that was pretty bad, man. But what are the good takeaways from this game?
I think you got to see Ayuk as a deep threat. I mean,
yes, that was, I think it was the first bomb of the season.
Right, and he had a bad play, and then he came back and made a good. So he was able to get over that. Right, he didn't make the catch, and then it bopped up. It went up, and then they had to whatever. So then he came back and made a play.
Yes.
So that's one takeaway. I mean, Jordan Reed continues to show that he still can play.
Yes,
I think you got something there. I thought Jimmy Ward had he didn't have any picks or anything, but he was all over the field making tackles.
So right.
I think he had a solid game. Hey, Charlie Warner. How about Charlie Warner?
Yeah, the emergence of Kittle.
Yeah, Charlie Warner. And the other thing too, kind of along the same lines, is Kyle's using Juice more.
Right.
He's like seems to be starting to feature him more in the offense, and you got to see more of Wilson and Mostert together. I thought Wilson looked exactly what he looked like when he was healthy. Runs hard.
Right.
Mostert showed some explosion when they were able to block for him, and he got out in the open and made a few nice cuts. So I think there were some things there.
I thought like Debo, they kind of got a little bit too late on Debo getting him in the game.
Started going Debo a little too late. I mean, I think in this game, I think this was an instance where we kind of needed our offense to help our defense.
Right.
Allen was just cutting us up, and I always say as a defense coordinator, like the biggest thing you can do for me as an offense is just score, like score.
Yes.
Especially nowadays in this type of football that we're playing now. And I think early on the Niners we weren't getting scores, and then it just kind of fell behind.
Yeah, it's funny. My friend texted me. He goes, "All this head coach talk, then Salah gets worked in the first half." And
Yeah,
I was,
I got something similar to that to me. I mean, listen, like you can't go but game by game with it. If you look at it as a season as a whole, Salah's done a fabulous job.
right. Yes.
He doesn't have the edge guy. Like Josh Allen was on fire tonight. Like, what do you? I know he's a mobile guy, but he didn't hurt us running. He hurt us.
Right. Yes.
So
What do you think about Sherman? A lot of people some people in chat saying that
I
Father
think he-
Time is already.
I think he did blow that.
Yes.
I think that was a busted coverage on him. I don't think it was. It didn't look like it was a safety to me because I think it was a deep out and a vert. Vert by the number one receiver and a deep out by number two, and he tried to cheat up to try to play the deep out, but the deep out was covered. So I think he should have went the vertical unless it was some exotic coverage, but it didn't look like to me that he was supposed to come up on that deep out.
Yeah, that was disappointing. What did you think we needed to improve on from this game? Like on the offensive side, I mean, to me, like the line was bad. Mullen was the thing that got that kind of annoys me with him. Like these intermediate passes, he can't. They're like behind, like with the KB. He could have, like, if it was more out to the outside, that would have been a TD.
But before that, what annoyed me was the false start on the QB sneak. Like that's a mental.
Yes.
Like he
That
would have
was so
never been in a
sloppy.
position, right? He would have never been in a position to miss to put the throw not in the correct place for Bourne if it wasn't for that. He made I'd never seen that before, like a quarterback false start.
Yeah, because he was kind of getting antsy. You saw that.
Yeah.
I mean, you could tell like it was going to be a sneak. And I mean, I just saw the juice just like ramming in, like with that running start to push him. Yeah.
But see, those are the sort of things he's not a physically gifted quarterback. So those sort of things he can't have those little mistakes in order for us to win games. Like he can't have that stupid mistake. He's gotta, if he doesn't get in there, like it's gotta be stopped at the one. Instead it took us back.
Right.
The pick to Ayuk, that wasn't his fault. Ayuk dropped it and then it went up. That wasn't on him.
Right. So that was kind of on Ayuk.
Yeah.
I give. I mean, I guess I'll give Ayuk a pass because I mean he's been tremendous.
All right. It's funny because up until that point, I was thinking like one of the things I was gonna say. I was like, wow, Ayuk is a real hands catcher on this.
Yes.
On the show, but he still looks like he's a playmaker. We got to.
Yeah. No, definitely. Oh, yeah. He got some playmakers, and I just, yeah, man. Have you already looked at the standings? I know it's still too early, but
I started to because Washington got that win. So
yes.
And listen, I don't know if you guys watched it, but Washington's not going to be a gimme for us.
Yeah.
If we're thinking, we're still thinking playoffs. Well, that's not going to be a gimme. Those guys play for Rivera, and their defense is good, and it's not just their defensive line. They got some cover guys too.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I was watching the highlights. I was like, oh, look at Alex Smith.
Yeah, dude. When I was watching that game, and not to go off track another game, but like he was taking some hits from that Steelers line. I'm like, this poor guy was his other leg. Like
I know that's yes.
It's
yeah. I would. Yeah. every game. I feel like Alex Smith is not ready. Man, I'm like thinking like another year or
Yeah, he's got like blood coming out of his leg on one play and everything. I'm like,
yes, man. Yeah, I felt bad. I mean, our defense. I mean, they played their hearts out. They're just Josh Allen was just making plays. I mean, his receivers were making plays. I mean, it was like there were so many times that it was like this close, but then it was like, damn. But I mean, but then there was times that there was a couple of busted coverages, you know.
yeah,
I mean, I guess I commend them for trying to switch it up to man, but I know they weren't really used to that. I mean, really, I mean, with Sherman there, I mean, you can't really ask much for him to go man. I mean, unless they ran some hybrids, but yeah.
Yeah, I thought they could. I thought maybe if they could have done some things I thought a few times early, like they could have run some match three where where you're reading the leverage of the route, and because they got them on a few picks on the flat player trying to come out to cover the out, and if they played match, it would have took care of that.
Right.
Then the other thing is if they did some line stunts to to better put the linebacker in a position to drop to take away that curl, that might have helped a little bit. But I don't know. I kind of think it was just a case of Josh Allen is really good, and
Right.
he was on a roll tonight, and that's kind of like why you need the quarterback, because in the NFL you're going to have games in nowadays where in the NFL you're going to have games where you're going to have to win it offensively. It's just how it is. Like you need a guy to do it, and
I was impressed that one drive. I called it the Mullins drive, where he was on a roll, and then they threw that. I mean, they I guess it was like only maybe one or two run plays with Mostert. I mean, I was like, that was like a perfect play call, I thought, but I was like, yeah, I was impressed, and then it ended, and it's he's undrafted. I mean, there were so many times that. We would root for Mullins, but I think this is pretty much what we're going to pretty much see Mullins from here on out, right? I mean, I don't think you're going to see that much improvement from him.
He's a good backup, a solid backup. It's like, you don't want to have to rock a season with him.
Yes, right.
Like you want him to come in and play a game if he has to. I think.
Right.
I don't know what his record was. I don't think his record as a quarterback is terrible, but obviously, when you watch, he's not what you were looking for in a franchise guy.
Right. Alvaro says, "Yeah, Mullen had his chance."
The thing is, we don't have anyone else. Who else do we want to give chances to? Like,
yeah.
I don't feel like I don't want to roll a Beathard. Like I think Mullins.
Oh, yeah.
I think Mullins has proven he's better than CJ Beathard.
Right.
And I think Kyle's going to go back to Jimmy if Jimmy gets healthy.
Yeah. I don't know how bad that ankle is or whatever, man. But yeah, it's. Did you see that one segment where they showed it was like in a classroom and they showed like all the NFC West quarterbacks, the attendance.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, they're all had perfect attendance, and then on the board they showed.
Because Jimmy's injured so much.
Yeah, I was like, oh man, it was a little bit embarrassing, and yeah, it just. Next season, man, this is I can't wait for the season to be over. It really, yeah, and it's just bad, but
we still have a shot to make the playoffs. There's still, I think, mathematically we're not eliminated. I think.
Right. I think if we would have won tonight, yeah, it would have really increased.
Yeah.
yeah, this is but it's kind of like a win and lose, like what the Better Rival says, the elegant tank.
Yeah.
Keep it close, keep it competitive, uh, and try to get that higher spot. But yeah, I was looking at that 2008 quarterback, with Baker Mayfield and all the way down, with Darnold and Josh Allen um, and then Josh Rosen
Rosen and
and
Lamar.
and Lamar. Lamar was number 32, and it's like when I saw that, I was like, hey, we might find someone like if we did go to the playoffs, we could probably find a quarterback. Maybe later in the first round. I don't know. I was just like trying to be hopeful when I was.
You don't know. Like you don't know what anything. A lot can happen between now and we've talked about it before. I think when I was on with you before, like nobody knew that Aaron Rodgers was going to draft. Like everyone during that year was Rodgers was tabbed as like a top. Was if Alex Smith was going to go 1 and Rodgers was going to go 2, or
2, yeah.
Alex Smith 2 for the whole year, and then all of a sudden. He dropped. I mean, even Lamar dropped in the draft. Like he was expected to go very high in that draft. So like you'd never know what's going to happen. I mean, are they going to dock Wilson for the last game that just happened? Is he going to go to a bowl game and then lose that one? Are they going to dock him for that? I don't know. Like what's going to happen in interview rooms? Like is Justin Fields going to lead Ohio State to a natty, and then that raises his stock up? Like,
yeah,
you don't know. I mean, could one of these quarterbacks could get injured? That could change everything. You just don't know. And then also, just because if we drafted later doesn't mean we can't move up. Kansas City moved up. Kansas City moved up from 27 to 10 to get Mahomes. So.
Yeah. It's just bad. We still got to think about like, despite like how we played. Even like with the score. I mean, we played competitive. It was just like these mistakes and the momentum swings, but and then I know they mentioned it in the commentators was just talking about. With all our COVID and our injuries, that's just a bad combo for us. And despite with all on top of that, I mean, we're still, being competitive. And, but yeah, then I think about like, what about these other teams, man? It's like, how did they get so lucky? I mean, I know there's other teams that has injuries and COVID, but it feels like not as bad as us.
I think. You know what? The one team that really hasn't gotten anything is really the Chiefs.
Shoot, yeah.
It's like is their time coming? Like I don't know. Because the Ravens got it with Lamar being out. I mean,
right.
Nobody from the Chiefs has got COVID or like been seriously injured.
Man, it must be something in the water over there.
I don't know, but it also I don't know if you're a Chiefs fan, maybe you're a little worried because you're like, oh, is our time coming? Like,
right?
All of a sudden, Mahomes gonna get COVID in the playoffs.
Oh, that'd be bad timing right there.
Like
that'd be really bad timing.
It's getting to that time. Like if if you're Mahomes, you probably want to be like locking yourself up in the house. 14 right now, the 14 in the draft. Okay. I mean, you can do a lot from that 14.
Yeah. But it's not too far.
Get better plays in the red zone.
Yeah.
The field is condensed down in the red zone, so I don't know how much of it is plays, but like we don't have a quarterback with that has that kind of arm. So everything is condensed. The DBs can play you tighter. The throws need to be tighter. That's where that's one of the spots where the arm strength can help you.
Right.
You need to fit those throws in there. And we talked about the ball placement on Bourne on an outside throw to put him into the end zone. Like, does Mullins even have that kind of juice on the ball to do that? I think wasn't he where was Reed in the red zone? Well, they found him at the end. At the end,
at the end.
yeah. But I
I
mean,
want to see more rollouts, more for Mullins. It seems like he's a little bit more accurate. I know we got a little bit of a little sample size, but we need to do a little bit more of that because his behind the throws on intermediate passes is just like why.
I think Kyle chilled out with those for a little bit because like our line was so bad with the pressure. Like he was worried about just losing yardage on plays. But yeah, I think we can probably roll out a little more outside.
Right.
Um, uh,
Hood Saint says, "Bro, why didn't Mostert punch in at that goal line?"
the one where Wilson didn't get it in. I mean, Wilson is the better inside runner.
Yeah. I would rather have Wilson, punch it in.
Yeah, Wilson is a better inside runner. I didn't I don't make quarrels with Kyle's play call there. I mean, I don't know, maybe not run it from the gun, but I didn't have any quarrels there with that play call.
Yeah.
We were in it early.
We were, and then it just like
turnovers happened and
yeah.
Josh Allen and
Yeah. I felt like their line, Josh Allen's line is pretty solid.
their offensive line.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've done a nice job.
He had all day. He had all day. I mean, I know we started, blitzing, but it just what's up? Yeah, I give big as Deion Jordan. He had a sack.
Yeah, he had a nice power move and then came back out of it to the outside and then got the strip.
Right.
That was not. I haven't seen that like from him all year. The only thing I ever see him do is just kind of run into the offensive lineman and then
right.
But
he did a couple of stops. He had that one stop.
Right after that, he knifed in to make a third
right
stop. That was a nice play.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe if he starts coming into his own, I don't know.
Right. I'm thinking Kasurek is bringing out the best in him, and
is it Kasurek is earning his money. I mean, the defensive line for the injuries that they've had is playing well. Like I don't know. I think he's maximizing Kerry Hyder.
Yes.
I don't know how much more you can really get out of his guys.
Right.
Givens had some nice plays. Kinlaw flashed a little bit. He was the one that hurt us on that trap play because they trapped his side and he went outside. You can't go outside on a trap as a defensive line. You have to go inside of it. Like if they touch you, you have to leverage yourself inside because they're gonna trap you.
Right. Yeah. What else?
As a Niner fan, like I don't watch these games with a lot of stress because I'm like, oh, if we win, all right, we're in the hunt for the playoffs. If we lose, okay, we can get better with a draft pick because we need a quarterback.
Right. That's my vibe right now as well. But still, it's just like you kind of want to just pick like you just want to critique like kind of just getting ready for next year, like what can be improved for next year because
right, Tavarius Moore, he's still missing. He missed the tackle in the backfield, and then right after that, he busted a coverage. He gave up the seam.
Yeah.
So he's still. Debo and Wilson tried hard.
Yeah, they definitely did.
He's like the thing about it is I think he flashed that one game, had some nice tackles, and then everyone thought that he was going to be the answer in the secondary. And I think you got to trust what Rob Ursala has been seeing in practice and everything that knows about him. I think, but let's look and see if he progresses in these next couple of games. Is he gonna is he going to continue to make the same mistakes, or is he going to start to get better?
Right. I'm kind of expecting him to hit his stride already. And yeah, I'm like I was like, oh man, he's still like making like poor angles and yeah. So I mean, yeah, we can only hope that he gets better. But I was already kind of expecting, a little bit more out of him because we really don't have that much choice, right? Because Tart's gonna be gone and
Right. Well, maybe you never know. Remember, like for like what was it, 2 years in a row we thought Deshaun Golston was gonna go, and then like no one signed him, and then we signed him on that like that cheap 1 year deal or something like that, and then
right.
after he signed with Tampa Bay. So maybe we get lucky and it ends up something like that where
Yes.
If Tavares Moore doesn't look so good and nobody bites on Tart in free agency, maybe Tart wants to come back, play on a 1 year deal, and
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
you never know.
Right.
Like,
Would you do that, or would you rather get that compensatory pick?
the compensatory pick?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think it's all gonna depend on how much he gets in, how many bites he gets in free agency, and then how well does Moore finish off the season.
Right.
Playing strong, the Niners aren't gonna look to re-sign Tart.
Yeah. Fat Boy Niner says we need some depth on the edge, and definitely that's why I mentioned Deion Jordan. Hopefully we can get him back. Hyder.
The thing about it is we're seeing our depth on edge. The problem is our starters aren't playing. Like our backups are playing the starter. Like what we see now is our depth on the edge, right? So
yeah,
like that's not supposed to be there. That's supposed to be D Ford, and it's supposed to be Nick
Bosa.
Bosa.
Yeah,
and then it's supposed to be Hyder coming in, filling in here and there, and Deion Jordan filling in here and there.
right.
Those guys aren't supposed to be playing the whole game.
Here we go. We got Marcus. Why is Coleman on this team? He should have been cut. His two plays were drive killers and big losses. Wilson was running the beast, and Mostert was doing decent as well. Coleman shouldn't play again. Yeah, I mean, he ain't wrong with that one because when I saw he got stuffed. I'm like, oh man,
the first one wasn't his fault, and I don't know that I don't know what the second one was either, but I don't know. It just doesn't seem that anything good happens when he's in, and like when you have the two guys, Wilson and Mostert, like why are we even featuring? Why? Like
right.
Unless I mean I know McKinnon on third down because you like the way he pass pros and he runs routes. I understand that, but I think at this point you're just Kyle's just feeding. He's just feeding Coleman because he likes him.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm obligated to throw you in. I mean, I didn't even with Jet McKinnon. Did he even play? I mean, I saw him on the sideline.
He was in on some third down.
Yeah.
You see the runner. He wears that like the neck.
Yes.
Like his shirt has like a neck thing here.
Right.
You can tell that he's in.
Oh yeah,
no,
when
he didn't do any
scarf thing.
Yeah, he didn't do anything of note.
Right.
Why did anyone catch? Why was Mosley out?
Yes. What was going on when I saw the with Dante Johnson being the slot? I'm like, oh hell, man.
I know he said he was inactive, but was it an injury or was it a COVID thing? I didn't catch that before.
Right. I think we got K1 back next week.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's that. Won't have to worry about the slot.
Richie James, was he inactive?
Oh yeah. I didn't even see him.
Let me look real quick because
I didn't notice he was. Yeah, I felt like there was a couple missing pieces, and that's man. I was wondering where he was. KB had a couple playing times.
Yeah, I
one
mean,
of his most active game. One of
KB
his
KB is really consistent. Like he always makes a nice play every game. Like he's not going off, especially with these Debo and
you.
but he in the last couple games he always makes like a key third down.
Mhm.
He did towards the end of the game. He made some plays. He's a nice possession receiver. He's become a very consistent receiver. I think unfortunately he probably won't be back with the team because I think he's going to be too expensive.
Yeah.
And Richie James is under contract, and Ayuk is under contract, and
Debo's under contract.
Debo's under contract. Like, why do you want to pay? You're going to pay $3 to $4 million for your number 4, your number 3, your number 4 receiver. I don't.
Man.
So.
Yeah, cool. Well, all right, man. This is the 30-minute mark. We just keeping it short. I gotta wake up early tomorrow, but thanks, Coach, again for hanging out, and thanks, Niner faithful. We'll try to get some shows, this week. So, I know Dre's been under the weather, and man, his Twitter got banned. That's why you haven't seen him.
His Twitter got banned. What do you do now? What do you do?
He commented on some rappers, something, and yeah, it wasn't as bad as how some other I was surprised when he told me. I was like, really, you got banned for that? You done worse? And but yeah, so he should be back soon, and hopefully, if not, he's gonna have to create another account, and we're just gonna have to promote that, and so. Yeah, that's why he hasn't been active. I haven't been active either. I've been pretty much busy. So, but yeah, man. So thanks again, man, for joining. And we'll catch you on the next one, guys. Peace.
No doubt, guys. Stay strong.
All right.